Hello, welcome to my channel, Talking Music. My name's Paul, and on this channel we like to talk about well-known songs, the secrets, the facts, some interesting information about the song itself. We like to get to the story of the song. And the song today is You're Beautiful from James Blunt. Reconnaissance officer in the British Army by day, and at night, wannabe singer-songwriter. He served under NATO in 1999 during the Kosovo War and left the army in 2002 to pursue a music career. And when it happened big with him. And his debut album, Back to Bedlam, which went on to sell 2.3 million copies in the UK, at that time became the best-selling album in the UK of 2005. Its current sales figures through the intervening years are now up on 3.3 million in the UK and 11 million worldwide. You're Beautiful was the third single to be released from the album in the UK. The first two were High and Wise Men. James Blunt's reputation had been growing fast through 2004, opening for the likes of Katie Melua, Elton John and Lloyd Cole in concert. And the album Back to Bedlam was released in October 2004 and hovered around the lower end of the album chart for the first few months. Then the third single from the album was released, You're Beautiful, and all of that changed. The song became his real breakthrough record when it was released as a single in May 2005 and was also the catalyst for the album itself in terms of album sales. And Back to Bedlam eventually went on to top the UK albums chart. At first listen, you'd think You're Beautiful is a typical love song, but it goes deeper than that. It's actually quite dark, as the music video would attest. And it's about stalking, and James is making a gruesome plan. The song was inspired by a meeting on a train in the London Underground when he saw his ex-girlfriend with a new boyfriend. They shared brief eye contact with each other, and during that time, James Blunt experienced an intense feeling of loss. Newspapers, certainly after the song was a hit, have sought to come up with a name for this ex, and there is one name, Dixie Chassis, who gets a credit on his Back to Bedlam album. But James has always kept quiet about who it was, and he has said more recently, now that time has passed and healed, he's not bothered enough to start acknowledging or denying whether the press have actually found her. It's all in the past. And as for the song being romantic, well, James has a strong opinion about that.
You guys, you see me as maybe a serious, earnest guy who writes romantic songs that get played at weddings, but I'm misunderstood. The song is about a guy who is high as a kite on something in a subway, stalking someone else's girlfriend, and a little bit creepy. Probably should be locked up and in prison. But you guys, for something else, it's a really romantic song, and I think you're weird for thinking that.
There are a couple of different versions of the song. The main difference is the lyric, "She could see from my face I was flying high," which is the amenable broadcast version. The album version, with a parental advisory sticker on it, uses an explicit word for flying. On the song, there is a mistimed opening for the first lyric, "My life is brilliant," where it's sung twice. Mistake or genius, I don't know, but try imagining the song without it, and it just doesn't work. The video was directed by Sam Brown and adds to the darkness of the song. The video builds slowly to the end of the song, and the lyrics, "I will never be with you," and the plan that is mentioned at the start becomes clear as James jumps into the sea, never to resurface, in order to get rid of that emotion that's haunting him. Sam Brown says that act can also be interpreted as moving on as much as anything else, but James himself has mentioned in many interviews how the song is dark and grisly, about a stalker who can't have what he wants, so he kills himself. The video also follows a Japanese tradition of removing one's shoes and pocket contents prior to jumping from a great height, which would give further meaning to the notion of suicide. The jump into the water at the end was a hairy one, 164 feet, that's a long way, and James had to train with a diving instructor to make the leap. And when he turned up on day one for filming, He really thought he'd made a mistake when he saw the cliff he had to jump from. They had divers in the water, just in case he knocked himself unconscious. He did it twice. First time, it wasn't deemed good enough, and the second time he split his lip when he hit the water. The video was filmed on top of a cliff in Mallorca on a warm summer's day, though you'd never know it from watching the video. It looks more like it was filmed somewhere in the Arctic. A rain machine was used to create the dreary atmosphere. Let's have a look at the charts. Here's the UK singles chart for the 17th of July 2005. James Blunt taking over the top spot with You're Beautiful for the first week. It held on to that number one spot for 5 weeks, sold 600,000 copies in the UK, and ended up being the 4th bestseller of the year, 2005 in the UK, behind Tony Christie and Peter Kay. Is This the Way to Amarillo? In the States, it was released in November 2005, and it went to number one on the Billboard chart for just the 1 week, March the 11th, 2006. So it took 3 months to get there. 3 months of slowly climbing the American Billboard Hot 100, and it stayed in the top 20 for 20 weeks after that 1 week at number one. And it turned out to be the 4th bestseller in America as well for 2006, behind the biggest seller, Daniel Powter and Bad Day. It also went to number one in Canada, the Netherlands, Spain and Mexico. And worldwide record sales are estimated at 5.1 million. It's a big song. The song also won 3 nominations at the 2007 Grammy Awards, Record of the Year, Song of the Year and Best Male Pop Performance, but didn't pick up a win. He's often asked if he's bored with the song because it received massive play on both television and radio, not only in the UK but also in the States. And his answer was always no, saying that it's a really personal song about a moment which was poignant to him, seeing his ex with her new guy, how that hurt him, and how he captured that moment in an honest song. Also, the song was a big success commercially and marketed the Back to Bedlam album, which, as of 2020, has worldwide record sales of 11 million. So how can you really be bored with a song that's meant so much to you and has done so much good for you? Critics like the song, its simplicity in conveying heartfelt emotions of loss. But Rolling Stone magazine didn't. They thought differently, identifying it as one of its 10 most annoying songs of all time. Well, you can't please them all, can you? One question is left that needs to be answered. Does James ever think about that girl on the train?
No. I don't. I'm very grateful to her because it's allowed me to buy a decent-sized house. She was an ex-girlfriend, actually. I did recognise her as an ex-girlfriend with a new boyfriend, but no, she means nothing to me. And I'm a very happily married man, and my wife is here tonight. I think. Well, my most famous song is You're Beautiful, but from the first album, that was about 1 second of my life, of walking past someone and getting eye contact. But actually a much more meaningful song on that first album is a song called Goodbye My Lover, which is about a lifetime of regret and remorse. So I suppose it's never probably your best song as an artist, it's probably never your big single, which is the one you love the most.
James Blunt and You're Beautiful. And that's it for another Talking Music. I do hope you've enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to my channel. It's absolutely free, of course. And there are lots more videos to enjoy, like this one, about well-known songs, where we dish the secrets, the information and the facts, and get to the story behind the song. And if you subscribe, you'll of course get notification of when we put out a new one. Also, please like with a thumbs up. That'd be great. So until the next time, I do wish you well. Until then, bye-bye.